one Christian school or university that will be talking to us about the need for Christians to be educated, the need for you and I to have a discipline, the need for you and I to further our knowledge, because the Bible talks about finding knowledge. And some of us don't want to take it serious. And we had a scenario here where you would, some years where you would walk to the hospitals and the only people you'd find will be Muslims. Muslim doctor, Muslim surgeonist, Muslim this. Where are the Christians? Now, there was a time when the Muslims had taken it upon themselves to get their children further education, and you find in the low chambers Muslims, Haji, what, and the Christians were just sleeping. So this year, I've taken it upon myself to come back to you, to re-energize you about the need of furthering your knowledge. Because when you don't know, you will still gain the same questionability. There is no saying you didn't know, that's why things are like that. If you don't know, then you're going to suffer the ignorance beat. But if you want to get a country that has got God-fearing doctors, then the Christians must go back to school. If we want to get a country that has got God-fearing politicians, then the Christians must go back to school. If we want to get a country with God-fearing sportsmen, the Christians must stop chasing demons even where the demons are not and go back to training. If we want to get a country with God-fearing lecturers and teachers in our schools, lately we are finding a lot of dubious acts coming in through our children because of where they go to school. The teachers have become gay, they have become atheists, and these are people that we have given our children. And now you're wondering why your child behaves like that. Because you Christians have refused to go back to school so that we take our children to Christian schools that are going to have the values that we stand for. If Muslims take their children to Muslim school, you should take your child to a Christian school, because it's important to get the basic and the background and the rooting for what you believe in. But when we don't, then the country is going to suffer. That's why it's very important for me to stand here on the national television and tell you exactly that things don't happen because of magic. God is not a magician. He says, it is to the glory of a king to search out matter. Now, that is searching wisdom. You cannot become a professor in just praying. You people, you will not become a doctor just by praying. You're not going to become a lawyer. Rarely to find a Christian lawyer. And they always say lawyers are crooks. But because Christians have refused to go back to school, to give in that 5 years and get to graduate as a law student, and you stand for what is right. I want to walk into a chamber where there is Christian lawyers. I want to go to a hospital. Man, I was watching a clip on social media where these Christian nurses and doctors, they were in a theater going to conduct an operation, and the lead doctor says, let's pray. Let's consult the doctor of all doctors. But some of you, your patients have died in hospitals because the doctor that is working on you, yasuze musabo. And I mean, really. Okay, the reality is the reality, and that, I gotta say it the way it is. So, this year, make a decision to upgrade your knowledge. To upgrade your knowledge. People don't respect you because you're still ish-ish. Christianity should be one of those stepping blocks where whoever says I'm a Christian, they're also saying we know. Because we are kings who search out matters. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are so lucky, and I want to introduce to you for the first time on this show a lady that has gone to school, a lady that has seen it all. She has gone to study human behavior. She has gone to study human character. She has gone to study what is that can make a human being live positive even when it's a negative lifestyle around them. She has gone to school and proven, she has been tested to talk and counsel children who are acting in an awkward manner to bring them to a line. Not only children, she is a counselor to even the married, because she is. She's a counselor to great people who want to pursue their lifestyle. And today on the Gospel Hype, I want to introduce to you, she's just not a mere person. She is a Nalongo to two sets of twins now in Buganda. She's no longer now a Nalongo. She is now a mother. You understand? Because in Buganda, when you have the first set of twins, then you're a Nalongo. If you have another one, then so you become a mother of children. So she is now a mother of children. She will tell us her journey and her story. But one of the journeys that I loved is she has been into leadership even when she was in her young stage. She has been a head girl of a particular school, she will tell us. And they went to school with my producer, Elijah. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Nalongo More. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much.
I can talk to you about you for a day because, and yet I've just only got to understand more about you. But you have a moment to talk to Uganda. This is the first time on national television. Please tell them who you are. Come on.
Oh, I'm really so happy for this opportunity to be talking about mental health on UBC.
Yes.
I really thank God for this opportunity that I'm here, and I know that I'm here for the reason.
That's right.
Because everything happens at its own timing. Yeah. So my name is Maureen Asemwe Nalongo. Like he said, I think now I'm a mother of children, Mama Wabana. Yes, I am a graduate from Uganda Matters University. I did Masters in Mental Health and Counseling Psychology, and I graduated in October last year. I happen to be a counseling psychologist in one of recognized organizations, that's Cornerstone Development, and a program called Youth Corps. But I also partner with different healing centers like Beloved Healing Center in Chura. I also do school counseling in some of the schools. I am actually proud that I went back to my former school and I'm a school counselor there. Yeah, so I am giving back to my school. I am really so happy. I am so excited and passionate about mental health. Yeah, because growing up, there are certain things that I went through as a child that really, I think somehow attuned me to mental health, seeing people struggle, being a victim on some things that were not going really well as a child, not growing up with a dad and so many things. So that attuned me to thinking about how can I really support people. But it's also something that I think people saw in me even when I was young. I remember at school, I used to advise my fellow colleagues, and at one point when I was actually doing my bachelor's degree, someone told me that, you know, that is the right thing for you. I think we saw you become a counselor, and I think you chose the right decision. And I think this was really alignment by God. It's just God that led me through that. And I'm really privileged because right now, actually, I support children that have been sexually abused.
Wow.
Yeah. So I support a number of children in one of the organizations called Rescue One More. Yes, in Kampala. So I am really privileged that I'm already touching souls. It's something that I do, and my passion comes in like something that really makes me happy every day is to see a soul transform, to see hope restored, to see children become better, to see them regain back, you know, themselves and move on to the next chapter of their life.
Yes.
To see them that, you know, they are not defined by really what happened to them, by the experiences they have gone through. So that gives me a lot of joy. It's really amazing, and every time I see that happen, I just give the glory back to God, and I'm like, God, you're here. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Now, but before we cross and go further, let's go back. I want to know about your family.
Okay, yes. Actually, I am a mother of, let me say 5.
Okay.
I have 2 pairs of twins.
Let's mention them. Let's celebrate them. I'm a family guy,
so
I want to celebrate each one of them.
So I have my firstborn is called Austin Rubankene.
Okay.
He just sat his primary 7, and we are waiting for the results.
Okay, okay.
Then my second borns are a pair of twins, and that's Achen Abigail and Achen Annabelle and Apio Abigail. Yes, that's my second pair. Then my third pair of twins, unfortunately, I lost one.
Okay.
I had a boy and a girl.
It's okay.
So I lost one, and now I have a girl. She's called Achen Alexis. She's making 2 years in March.
Okay.
I am married to a man. That's
I love
very
that.
important.
I love that. I love that.
Yes. So and my husband is called Kilama Patrick. Yeah, I love him so much.
Now, let's celebrate Patrick. Patrick, wherever you are, we want to celebrate you. Which tribe is Patrick?
He's Acholi from
Acholi.
Yeah.
You know how to speak Acholi?
Yeah.
Come on, speak Acholi. let's celebrate this Patrick, man. Speak Acholi. Tell him that. Tell him, man. Patrick, you are the best man in this whole world. How do they say that in Acholi? Okay, there you go.
I can speak something.
Come on.
Chwarama Amara, Amari Matek.
Okay.
Inila Chomalo Ginwang, Iwilovo Any.
All right. Man, I'm a family guy. And one of the things that breaks family is when you don't celebrate each other.
Yeah,
and at a moment like this, we take a moment to celebrate our children, celebrate our fiancés, because that's what God has given us to start with. You cannot minister if you are not a minister in your home first. You know, so you first become a counselor in your own home, and then you go out to bless other people. All right. Did you vote?
Oh, I didn't.
Did you vote?
No. Because the process was really long, and during that time I was really tied up. I had some emergencies I was handling. I was supposed to vote from Ginger, so somehow it became just
the distance.
Yeah,
the distance was hectic.
So
and looking at what was happening in the country, the tension that was piling up, you would think, let me keep her home. From Kampala to Ginger, that becomes a long process. Next time you should change your voting line, and then you vote from home.
That's what I'm planning
to do. But you've heard the tension, the pressure that is coming out from the voting. How was it in your own area?
I remember that day after the first voting, That's when we were voting the president and the MPs. That night, I remember hearing a number of gunshots around my place because I stay in Masansa. I was hearing gunshots coming from that side of Busega, and I was just really worried. You know, people were on tension. People were expecting the worst. People were really scared. People were even scared of moving. And I think it's even evident in town. You could even rarely see movements, like people were home. So there was really a number of, you know, so many emotions actually were happening at that particular time from different people. Yes. And I can say that it was somehow intense. That's what I can say, that during that time of elections. But we really thank God that, for me, I really feel that it didn't go really bad, like the way the picture, like maybe the people had painted around the, you know, the elections. Though, you know, there are certain things that didn't go on well, but it wasn't really that bad. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So you can testify that even when the tension was there, it was peaceful. What we expected did not happen. And stuff like that. That's wonderful. And for me, that's a positivity, because I'm an advocate of peace, and where peace is, I would gladly say that yes. And where we should choose peace, against any other thing, I would choose peace. You know, so I'm grateful that this time around it was peace. Now, what should we do as a counselor, as a mental health guide? To start with, let's first define what is mental health. What is mental health?
Mental health is that state where you can actually, you're able to do anything, like your daily activities, without being actually being disorganized, not having fear. You know, when your mental health is at stake, it means you will even fail to go for work. You will fail to come for work. You will fail to do the usual activities, the daily activities that you're supposed to do, because your mental health is at stake. So mental health is that state where, you know, you can easily do each and everything that you're supposed to do. I mean, it's not because that you don't have challenges. Challenges are there, but you're able to cope with whatever that is going on in your life. So that ability to cope with the challenges of life, that is what we call mental health.
So mental health is that ableness in a human mind or a human body that gives you a heads up to do whatever you gotta do. Is that a sickness or is that a plus for humanity?
Now, when it comes to mental health, like the way you can, at a time when we say that you're not okay mentally, that is when you have developed sort of mental illness. Because once we start saying that you're not mentally okay, you're not mentally stable, that means you have gone to a state of actually that you're sick, you're mentally sick, you're having mental illness. And we have a number of mental illness. Just like you see that with physical health, there are also a number of, you know, sicknesses like diseases. I can say you have malaria, you have, you know, you have typhoid, you have diabetes, you have so many things. It's also the same with mental health. Like you can end up developing a lot of mental illness if you don't work on your mental health. So you can end up getting anxieties, especially now at this point where, you know, people are having post-election grief, you know. There is a lot of things happening. People are confused. People invested in a lot of money, by the way, into politics. And this actually is happening to both the candidates, but also the people that voted. Some of them had a lot of hopes that maybe a certain candidate could go through, and it did not happen. And perhaps even those ones, the candidates themselves, perhaps some of them invested in a lot of money. You find like in such scenarios, people are even selling their land. You know, people are getting loans to facilitate the elections. And when things don't turn up the way, the way they expected. Sometimes actually, you know how you can be there and everyone is like, yeah, it's you, we are giving you, it's you. And they build a lot of confidence in you to the point that you feel, yes, this time round I'm taking it up. And before you know it, it's coming back and it's turning around on you. Yes. And in that kind of situation, you might actually realize that actually if you don't take care of your mental health, you're going to develop a number of disorders. You will develop anxiety, you will develop depression. You will find some people even killing themselves, because, with the politics, it comes with a lot of, there is that status that you also gain. You've become an MP of the place, you've become the president, you've become a councillor of the district, and so many things. So there is that state, and everyone always wants to feel good. You know how leadership can be sweet. Everyone wants, you're in a position, you're in power, so there is really a lot, and you realize that it hasn't really turned out the way you expected. And that can drive you into a number of mental illnesses, like we said.
What?
But also,
anxiety can drive into...
Yes, and also it can also trigger some mental illnesses that you had. Sometimes we have the predisposing factors. Some of us maybe have some kind of like inheritance, like you've inherited maybe a mental disorder from a family, but because you're into a situation that you've not managed, you're not in control. For instance, we believe as psychologists that some illness, maybe like drug abuse, substance use disorder, sometimes those are things that are following us through our lineages. And so if a situation sparks up that can expose you, you can easily get into that mental illness.
So eventually, someone who maybe has lost, was supporting a particular candidate, and they have lost, eventually they'll now start taking too much alcohol.
Too much alcohol, and they will get stuck there. Before you know it, they will actually become addicts, because they already even had a predisposing factor following in their lineage. So that one now, because there is a lot going on in your mind and you've failed to get control of the situation, it will spark off a number of things. You'll become anxious, you'll become depressed, you'll go through a number of things. And that is the reason why I'm here today. Yes, it has happened. As a Christian, I believe that leadership comes from God. Though sometimes it's also hard for people to take it in. There are a number of things being said out there, but let's believe that leadership comes from God. Yes. Because at the end of that day, there is nothing you're going to do about it. There is really nothing you're going to do about it, but you're going to find that actually you'll end up putting yourself into a very big problem.
I've seen someone who was not a smoker. I was so surprised, very, very surprised to see him smoking cigarette.
Yes, and you know why that happens? It's because when our bodies are stressed up, we want to get where we can hide, a coping mechanism. You start trying out things. What things makes me feel better? For instance, you can say now, okay, let me try cigarettes. Then once you get into cigarettes, you find yourself trapped up. Because no addict has ever thought that they would ever be addicted at one point. But it's because they took a step on that. And slowly by slowly, they became addicts. So sometimes people get into that because they are trying to feel good. I'm trying to find a way. That's why for me as a mental health, advocate, I would really say that in this kind of situation where, we are confused, a lot of things is taking place in our mind, we are stressed up, let us be very intentional on the kind of mechanisms we are choosing, the coping mechanisms, because we have both good and bad.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, the cigarette bit is the bad part. The taking alcohol, and abusing the different substances, that is a bad one. Some people could even resort now to sleeping around. You just go and just sleep around with any woman you find. Because
no, what is sleeping around?
Like you're having sex with different
Well, let's
women.
say it the way it is. You're talking about you now become a prostitute to your own self.
Yeah, you become a prostitute, of course, to your own self, but because you feel that is something that is going to make you feel good. So in this moment, actually, when we are trying to cope, let's be very intentional, because at the end of the day, we may think we are solving a problem, but we are postponing.
Are you sure that
yes.
stress can make someone really just go?
Yes. There are people that just feel like, because I'm stressed, and it also depends on...
You can sleep with anyone.
You can sleep with anyone.
Because I'm stressed.
Because I'm stressed. There are people who actually...
That's fine.
There are those
That's
people
funny.
who feel... By the way, that's very true. There are those people who feel that for me, when I'm stressed, actually, sex can calm me down.
Okay.
Of course, it happens two ways. There are those ones when they are stressed, they don't really want to go in that area. But there are also those ones that actually it works for them. But at the end of the day, you're not helping out on a problem. Now, if you have lost an election and now you're diverting yourself into smoking because you feel it's making you feel better, what's going to come out? You're going to develop a number of sicknesses. You're going to have issues with your lungs. You're going to have, if you're drinking, you're going to become even useless in the community. You'll drink yourself out. We've seen people drunk and they are moving naked. They are, you know, someone stands up and they are urinating on the streets, and, you know, they are making all kind of, you know, they are becoming vulgar, you know, like it's making you actually worse, but you think you're solving a problem. It's not solving a problem. So in this time, when, you know, when there is a lot, and really, I really want to normalize that whatever feeling you're feeling, someone who is out there, there are those ones who are in confusion. People are having anger, and those are some of the mental health signs that actually you can see and you realize, I think my mental health is not in the right state. You will start feeling a lot of anger, irritation all the time. Some of them actually are even thinking of committing suicide. Because at the end of the day, you realize you have sold almost everything. You're left with nothing. You fear to be ashamed in the public because you lost. But elections, it's not the end of the world. Like, when we look at that post-election grief, like grief, sometimes people think that grief is about losing someone. But losing anything that you really treasured, it could even be your property, it could be now like election, like you lost. And it's something that you valued, you thought maybe having it would put you at some state of life, you know, it would, you know, expose you to so many things and all that. You had so much, so you have lost it. But that's not the end of life, because sometimes we lose people, we lose the beloved ones, and life has to continue. But if we don't focus into coping positively, we are going to find ourselves actually at the worst state in life. We are going to find ourselves losing our lives. We are going to find ourselves losing our dignity. We are going to find ourselves losing everything. And for me as a Christian, I believe the devil can use this situation actually to turn you around, to turn your whole life around. He can use this situation to make you, to frustrate you, to make you useless, to make you lose your self-esteem, to make you lose your dignity, to make you become nothing. So we really need to be aware of that. So let's not give the devil that opportunity.
Is also anger one of those negative attributes towards, like if you've lost, you become angry?
Yes, you become angry. Of course, anger is a normal reaction, but there is when it even becomes excessive. And
that you can also beat other people.
You can beat others, you can destroy. Haven't you seen people hungry and they're hitting up the whole screen? They're, you know, breaking everything in the house. So that really happens. Of course, there is anger that is managed, and for us counselors, there is what we call anger management. There's that anger that is too much that has to be managed. Now, if you're having anger and you're throwing those kind of tantrums, that means actually there is need for intervention. You need to be supported. But it's normal for us to be angry because we are human beings. It's a normal reaction, but it has to be managed. It really has to be managed. So at this time, there is shame, there is sadness, there is fear for the future. You don't know what is happening. Now imagine you sold everything and you don't know what
am I going to do tomorrow?
What am I going to do tomorrow?
My whole life was depending on this post. If I step into this office, I'll regain back whatever that I've put there.
And you know what? There are even some people who turn down their job opportunities to go for elections. And as I know, in Uganda here, like, if you had a position, you cannot contest when you're working. So now imagine you've even turned up your position, something that was giving you money, and you've gone for elections, and you have failed. Of course, those kind of things will come. Those kind of emotions, they are very normal emotions. But what I can say is that we have to take hold of them. We need to put them under our control. Losing an election is not the end of life. There is even still life even after, after the loss. After the losses, there is still life. It's not about, politics. It's not all about elections. You have a family that is looking unto you. You have, you have a lot of dreams that you still have. And today you may fail, then tomorrow
things brighten up.
Yeah, I have seen people that really have contested even like 4 times, but they have kept on pursuing their goal. And at the end of the day,
they've made it.
They have made it, and I'm really happy. They have not given up because life is full of ups and downs. Sometimes you fail, but it doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're nothing. No, failing doesn't mean that you're nothing. The failing doesn't mean that you're weak. Failing doesn't mean that you don't have worth. No, it might be a season that at that particular time things have not worked out for you, but it doesn't. There are so many things that actually you can even be good at. There are so many things that you can explore and actually brighten up your day and even become better, and even, you do your best in them. So it's not only about politics.
Wow.
There is life even after. Your children wants to see you happy as a dad, as a mother. Your family, there are those people that look up to you and you're their role model. Do you know that there are people who are looking up to you and they're like, oh, I love that guy. I just like the advices he gives. I just like the way he lightens up my day. Now imagine such a person sees you tomorrow, you're drunk yourself out and you're nothing. That can really be a disappointment. So no matter the circumstances, no matter what we've gone through, no matter the failures, no matter, the shortcomings, it is okay. We can choose a different direction, and actually you can move to a different direction. So
fear, you're still mentioning there.
Fear, anger.
Anger.
Shame.
Shame.
How will they even see me that you don't even want to move in the community because you lost? You're hiding yourself. No. Election should never determine, your destiny. It should never, it shouldn't be something that, it's not all about politics. You have fear now for the future. You don't know what is next. Some of them right now are having sleeping disturbance.
Oh.
They are not sleeping. Ever since, this thing was announced, some people are not sleeping. Others are even having issues with eating. They are not eating well.
Wow.
Some of them have lost appetite
completely.
Is zero. There is a lot going on in their minds. Some of them want to kill themselves. Others are even attempting suicide. Others are having suicidal ideations, but others have even tried to attempt.
A friend of mine who actually was attending church after the election, and he's not the candidate, but their candidate lost. He's not attended church, not even once.
Yes. So that is where I told you that during this season, the devil can take hostage of you, because of the surrounding, what is happening to you.
Well, we have a few minutes to go, but we need to go to the positive. We need to go to the remedy. What should we do in this particular moment?
In this particular moment, we have to accept.
Okay, acceptance is number one.
Accept, acknowledge that, you know what, it didn't go well for me. I have accepted. I can give it a try next time. This does not define me. Have a value that you attach to yourself more than just the elections that didn't go well for you. So accept, acknowledge the pain actually. That yes, it's okay for me to feel this way. It's okay for me to feel angry. It's okay for me to be confused. It's okay for me to be worried. It is okay, but you have to have control. You don't allow it, to drive you, because it can put you in any state. Before we know it, you've even developed pressure. Before you know, yeah. Once you don't take care of your mental health, expect physical illness. Yes. Your mental health is very key, because once you don't take care of it, you're going to find yourself into physical illness. You're going to find yourself having pressure. You're going to find yourself having diabetes. You're going to find yourself having a number of things. There are people who even go to the hospital and they're having seizures, and they tell you have to go to a mental hospital because there is something that triggered. It wasn't just about perhaps maybe it's some sort of disorder that actually has triggered that. So know that I really acknowledge that I have this pain. It is okay, but life can move on. Because at the end of the day, our biggest problem is our mind. How you attune your brain to think, that is how you are going to feel, that is how you are going to behave. For us in counseling, there is what we call CBT. It's one of the treatment plan, or one of the therapies that you use. The cognitive, the mind will affect your behavior, it will affect the way you're going to feel. So when you start feeling about negativity around these election things, you're going to start feeling bad, you're going to start behaving bad. And those are some of the behaviors. You find yourself drinking, you find yourself becoming a horrible parent in the home. You're scared, you're shouting, you're beating everything, turning everything around. So accept, normalize the reactions that you're having, but work through it. Don't allow them to divert you or put you into another horrible state. Then the other thing is, talk to someone. Yeah, that's very important. It's very, very important.
Find someone to talk to.
Find someone to talk to, but be careful the kind of a person you're finding. Because you may go to someone to speak to them, and actually they even put you in the worst state. So fine. And I would actually call upon, go and see counseling services, go to the professionals. Go and see a counselor, go and see a psychologist. Find help. Because, you know, sometimes we think that when we keep these problems inside us, we are being, you know, we are being strong. But let me tell you, a problem shared is a problem solved. The mere fact that actually you're even letting it go, you know, you're bringing it out. There is that kind of healing that is coming with it. Sharing it, bringing it out brings a lot of healing. So find someone, go and find a trusted counselor. Be careful with whom you go to, because we have found also some other people that you go to that actually will put you in a devastating state. There is a time I was talking to one of my clients, and they're like, they had been sexually abused. So in trying to seek counseling, they went to a pastor. And when they reached there, this pastor, imagine you know, you're still struggling with the whole trauma of really what happened to you, and you're reaching to the pastor, and you know, they are touching your breast, putting you back.
Whoa.
to actually what you know.
Wait a minute. She went for help.
Yes, for counseling.
To her pastor.
Yes. She had been defiled.
And the pastor.
And the pastor, in the process of counseling, again, was telling her how she looks beautiful, touching her body.
Oh my God.
Now, you can imagine.
Oh
so
my God.
sometimes the people that we go to can actually crush us.
Oh my God.
And put us in a very devastating state.
Shame upon this pastor.
Yes.
Don't mention their name.
No, I can't.
Jesus Christ.
I can't do that.
Jesus Christ.
So now you can imagine, and it could be anyone. It could even be a friend that you go to, and they are telling you, you know, how useless you are, how you didn't do well, how, you know, you're going to for emotional support, but again, you know, they are blaming you. Now, how will you come out of that? So let's be very careful on whom we choose to speak to. You can get a professional, by the way. We have professional people, we have healing centers around. You can always get someone to speak to. Yes. Don't die in silence. I always like telling people that don't die in silence. Speak up. Because once you speak up, people will know how best they can support, they can help you. But also, I also want to encourage the family around these people, because they're a very big support system. Your siblings, your friends, you know, they're a very big support system. If you realize that you have a friend who is going through this, you know, post-election grief, please, can you please try, you know, to bring them together? Can you please be there for them? Can you please talk to them nicely? Can you please encourage them? Let them feel your presence. Because you might find that at this point, most times when people are depressed, they go mute. You'll find that someone who was very vibrant, they used to call you every day, they are no longer calling you, and they have been your friend. Can you check on them? Can you give them hope? Can you encourage them? Do those things that you love doing. Because, you know, when you do something that you love, there is that joy that comes with it. What are some of the things you love doing? Do you love jogging? Go for jogging. Don't be in the house and sleep the whole day and lock up your house and fail to eat. Please, no. Do the things that you love doing. If you love walking around, you love nature walk, you want to be at the beach, you want to go and swim, you know, that's why I want to really emphasize the positive coping mechanisms. Do those things that are really positive, that will not again bring you more problems.
All right,
yeah.
all right. That's
Go,
wonderful.
Yes, you can do some activity that you feel will give you energy. Maybe you can go and maybe check on children inside your baby's home, if that's something that makes you happy. You can render some support, as long as it's very important for us to identify, by the way, and I want to encourage us all. Can we please identify some of those things that actually elevate our moods, that make us feel better? Because sometimes you can ask someone what elevates you and they don't know. They're like, I don't know about swimming. I really don't know. But it's very important, because in those moments when we are broken, we go back to those things and they elevate our moods.
All right.
Yes.
Our time is fast spent, but we have quite a lot. We want to wrap it up.
Yeah.
You have about a minute to wrap it up.
Yeah. So the other thing, we can also do some deep breathing exercises.
Deep breathing.
Yeah, I loved it when you were saying it. Yes, you can breathe in, breathe out. Deep breathe in and then slowly down, like 5 times.
Okay. It makes someone come down?
It makes someone.
All right, let's try that, everybody. Let's try that. Maybe you're watching me right now. I'm not saying that you're stressed or depressed or something,
yes.
But if it can make you feel good, so let's do it.
Yes.
All right, at your lead.
Yeah, so you'll spread your hands and you have to make yourself very comfortable.
Okay.
Wherever you are, you spread then you take it in slowly. You hold it there, then in, out. Yeah, so you can do.
Wow.
5 of
About
them.
5 times?
5 times.
I like that. I like that. I already feel refreshed. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
That's good. Now, people are asking me here on my phone, they're saying, we want to get in touch with Maureen. What should we do? Are you ready to give? Some people really need counseling. Some people need help.
And I would really want to encourage them to seek mental health support.
Okay.
And at what point do you know that you need to seek? You know, there are certain things that you can speak to a friend and you feel better. But if you find there is something that you've held on for so long and it has never gone away, or you've never overcome it, that means there is need for you to seek mental health.
What's your contact?
So my number is 0776
0776
91
91
41
41
42.
Say it again.
0776 91
91
41
41
42.
42.
Yeah, but I also told you that actually I part-time with a healing center that's called Belovrent Healing Center.
Where is that?
It's located in Chira.
Okay.
Yeah, around Valley Close.
Okay.
So you can also, in case you need, we actually have in and outpatient, but inpatient is mainly for those ones that are having acute cases that they may need to be, you know, admitted for some time. And we really offer quality services.
Wow.
Quality services. I'm telling you that once you come there, you will become the testimony.
Thank you, Maureen.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
yes.
I'm so happy that we had a moment to share with you. I think I'm going to invite you once and, you know, every now and again, and we see how we can help this nation.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of people change in terms of behavior in this season of politics, in this season of choosing the next leaders. And we want to help the community. And it's not only the people that stood for the ballots, but even for the people that supported the candidates. And some of them did not go through, and some of them, ish things happen. And also, there's pressure. Kids are returning to school.
True.
People don't have enough money. There is a lot of pressure embedded on parents. People are committing suicide. Fathers are running away from their homes. you know, and they're not saying nothing. People are going on mute. I think the world needs to have some help.
Yeah, that
and
is.
please, if you're there and you've missed out on her number is 0776 914142.
That one is on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Can I share my Airtel as well?
Yes, please.
0753.
Yes.
0753.
Yes.
0775.
Yes.
84.
All right.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. For those of you that have missed out, you'll get this on our social media dump. We will dump it right there, and you can pick it up and watch it on all our social media handles. And her number is going to be right there. And if you missed it as well, you want it again, you will contact me. My number is right on the screen so that I can give it to you. But for now, I want us to go into another one, which is a song comes in from Upendo Sound in Yiwe. When we come back, I started up something that is giving back to all my viewers, and that is something to do with Elijah Mosque Corner. Elijah Mosque Corner, we ask questions in the Bible, and if you answer the question, the first caller to come out, you get money. Now, this time around, last week, I gave out 20,000 shilling. This week, I'm giving out 40,000 shilling. Okay, so 40,000 shilling, that is the moment that we're going to go in after this song of Ineza Yiwe. So get your pen and paper, get your phone ready, because when I call, when you call, you must give me the answer. Don't tell me, wait when you have called. No, you call me to tell me the answer. I'm going to give you the question right there when we come back, and when you call, you give me the answer, and I put money on your phone. That's give back to all our viewers. 40,000. The question is coming right after this break. This is the Gospel Hype with Big Sam.